Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is Box Office Breakdown. Information and commentary on weekly movie box office.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Box Office Breakdown. This is, unfortunately, our last show of the year, but it is our first show going live. So, to all of you on the live chat, we have been watching your comments. Thank you, guys. So excited to be here. Yes, of course, I'm joined by JTE.
What's up, guys?
And Finstock.
Poof.
Yes, it is Poof for
Poof.
any dilemma between Poof or Puff.
The first
it is
live
Poof.
P-O-O-F.
And also joining us, although he was banned, I've been outvoted, and I gotta apologize too. Little Bobby is here in the corner.
Ho, ho, and more ho. Merry Christmas, lesbians and gentlemen.
This guy's unbelievable.
Wow, he's on thin ice already. He comes in with that?
Well, he's got a new outfit.
Yeah.
He's got hired to do the new Nutcracker too. It's in with the Harlem Boys Choir in New York. We leave on the 19th.
This is the only reason I allowed him in, is because he is dressed for the holidays, unlike the two of you.
He's playing the Nutcracker.
Yeah, he's got the
Comes
new
alive.
Nutcracker. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's going to be good.
Sold out.
Well, that's a fantastic sweater you got on, Sarah.
Poof.
Thank you. I've been told that I am festive, but also that I should go topless. So,
Yeah.
Who said that?
A couple of my friends were asking
All right.
what she does.
we're not going to get into that.
Yeah,
But
let's step away from that.
We are going to get into last week's box office numbers, unless any of you have anything to say about the holidays.
Not really. Just hope everyone has a good time and get a lot of gifts.
Yeah, we went to the AMC movie party. That was great.
Oh, yeah, we did go to AMC, which we met a lot of Schmo fans and box office fans.
Yeah.
Some guys telling us they get some friends together, have some drinks, and enjoying the show.
Yeah, they were asking where Sarah was. I was like, nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody can get in hold of her. She don't even have a cell phone now.
Poof.
I do have a cell phone. I just don't give you my number. There's a difference.
That's
All
true.
right. So let's go into the numbers for this week. My manipulation allowed me to win
Yes.
because I talked JTE out of putting top 5 in the top 5.
I should have kept it.
So-
I knew it was going to open strong. I had a feeling. You talked me out of it. I was bamboozled.
I just wanted to win.
It's very interesting about that movie. I mean, it opens up in 900 theaters. If they would have opened up wide, I mean, it might have beat Exodus.
You're right. Actually, that's a good point.
It might have. I don't know why they didn't do that. They
Exodus
planned on
had 3D. Most of the showings were in 3D. So
They wanted to hedge the bet, though, I think. They don't want to put that out that quickly.
It hasn't been out. It will get a wider release later, but let's get into the actual numbers of the week. Number 5 going to, surprisingly, Big Hero 6 with 7.2 million.
Mm-hmm.
Then this is where top 5 comes in at number 4 with, oh, I just read that wrong, you guys. Big Hero 6 was 6.1 million. Top 5 was 7.2 million, taking the 4th spot. The 3rd spot goes to Penguins with 7.3, so real tight race there. And then getting into our top 2, kind of obvious, The Hunger Games, 13.2 million, and Exodus, 24.5 million.
Oof.
let's just say it was a very weak weekend overall.
Again,
Following
Constantly.
up last weekend. And I kind of expected Exodus to open at least 30 million. That was like the least I thought it was going to open.
We said 35.
We said 35, but I figured at least 30. 24 is really not a great
good.
number.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's out of the top 5 by next week after these big 3 hit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's close. No, it'll probably make it.
It'll make the top 5, but
Yeah.
for an opening, it's horrible. And if you're comparing it to like Noah, which is kind of along the same routes, like it's not holding up. And it should have done well. It's coming out in December. It's a lot of people are celebrating religion. So
Well, it was 50% highly religious people. Then it was like 30% semi-religious people.
That would work.
Then it was just like 20% imbecile.
Poof.
that is incorrect.
I did see the movie this weekend. I enjoyed it.
Which group were you in? The 30%?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Semi-religious.
I enjoyed it. It was a little slow. Here's the thing. When you're telling a story it's been told so many times, if you can't really bring too much new to it, I don't know. I found myself bored throughout the film. Not to the point where I was like, I need to leave the movie, but I was just kind of like, okay, I know what's about to happen here. Let's get to it. While it did look, Ridley Scott visually is a fantastic director, and he brings the epic scale and all that. I don't know. It felt like it was missing something. I can't quite pick what it was.
Little Bobby has something to say about Ridley Scott.
Okay.
Does he now?
Yeah.
Are you sure about
I
that?
think Ridley Scott's going senile. He had a little English boy playing God.
Oh yeah.
What's this guy, nuts? Everybody knows Jesus is black.
It wasn't Jesus. It was God.
Yeah, same person. It's the same person.
A lot of people.
Jesus is the son of God.
Yeah, a young English kid plays like God in this movie, and it's a different approach, and I didn't really mind it. I don't think it took away from the film. Yeah, a lot of people were complaining about that.
Yeah, but that's you're seeing something that's biblical. It's storytelling, right? It's real. It's history, supposedly.
Yeah.
It's not a fairy tale. This ain't Lord of the Rings. You can't make up stuff.
That's what they did with Noah.
Jesus was Israel. Jesus was an Israelite or
It's
whatever
called
he was.
creative license.
There you go, creative license. It's due to interpretation.
But a lot of people are asking on the chat, they're moving so quickly, I can only keep up with the comment for like 1 second. Thank you, TMB Tibbers, for telling us that we look kind of professional. Joseph Heisenberg says Prince of Egypt was better.
Yeah, I was thinking throughout the movie, because I own that film. It's one of the
That's
better...
a Spielberg movie, right?
No, it's by DreamWorks.
Okay.
But it's a great animated telling of this story. And there's moments where I was like, this movie, I was actually thinking about that movie throughout it, thinking, man, Prince of Egypt did this better.
It is. I mean, but a lot of people are also asking us about the numbers, why movies that are getting such horrible ratings or reviews still can top off the box office and can beat out things that are getting the critical response of, say, a movie like Top 5.
Sure.
And I mean, it varies. I mean, Top 5 wasn't nearly in the amount of theaters, but it's 970 something theaters, and it's making
It made 7.2. So you're looking at, if they go to 1,800 theaters or even 2,700 theaters, you're looking at $20-something million.
Well, general public usually does not go to critics. Look at Transformers. That thing was horrible. The reviews were unbelievably bad, universally horrible.
Right.
And it's the highest grossing film of the year, basically.
True. I mean, look at Ouija. It remained in the top 5 for forever, even though everyone supposedly hated it.
The film geeks like myself and you guys, we actually pay attention to these things, and but you got to remember, we're a little bit different from the basic, public sometimes.
Well, of course. I mean, look at Top 5. It's a big city movie. I mean, all the half the theaters are in New York, tri-state area, Chicago, LA, things like that. I mean, I don't think it's opening up in Nebraska anywhere just yet.
Also,
they always focus on New York and LA.
And Jerry Seinfeld was in it too, so I don't know what you guys talking
about. Noah actually did fairly well in the box office. I think it broke over 100 million. I don't think Exodus is going to do quite as well, but let's not forget, we'll get into this later. Internationally, these movies will play well everywhere.
Big time. Spain, Mexico.
Of course. Well, we've already started talking about that. And as for, you mentioned Noah, I believe it did hit 100 million, but on its opening week, it made 43.
And that's
43.7.
almost double of what Exodus made.
And then, but it had a 61% drop down to 17 million when it came out. So I think
internationally, though, I think it still was like plus 200
it made enough
million.
money, and we'll do the same with Exodus. But we're probably also going to see a really steep drop in Exodus next week, not only because of the huge movies we have coming out, but also because it's not doing well.
Yes.
All right. Hunger Games, kind of as expected, dropped 40%, which it's actually, so we've been talking about how it's tracking against Catching Fire, and it started at a lower mark, but it's had the same scale, except for this past week, when it actually percentage-wise did a little bit better than Catching Fire.
I think that comes with competition. There's nothing there to compete with it, except for this Wednesday.
True.
It's the only blockbuster out there.
It's going to be the highest grossing, untalked about movie of the year.
It's a good way to put it. I like that.
It'll get the 300-something million and win and beat Guardians.
What did you just say?
It's going to beat Guardians of the Galaxy for the biggest movie of the year.
Really?
I don't think it has enough time.
Yeah, well,
I don't think so either.
It's going to get over it, We'll do it.
All right.
You got 2 weeks.
You heard it. Finstock says that it has 2 weeks to
Not
beat
with the hype
Guardians,
coming
and I
out.
believe it has to beat it by, another 100 million, something like that?
No.
It's
like 45 or something
It's
like that.
right now, total grosses for Hunger Games are at 277.3, and Guardians is at least 300 and
3 something.
345 or something like that.
It's not going to catch it.
It's not going to catch
Hobbit.
it.
Yeah, poof.
Poof.
It's not going to catch it. All right. Then we got Penguins. We've got top 5, which we've talked about. It's doing very well for its.
Yeah.
You guys, we've lost the TV. I'm just pointing it out.
Oh, stuff happens.
It's all right.
It's live. All right. Let's keep going to. So, Big Hero 6, rounding it out. And now let's get into probably international numbers for the week. We're already going to start talking about The Hobbit, Battle of Five Armies. Because once again, we have an early international rollout.
What's going on here? Every time.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little frustrated with it.
Are you really?
You know, I would be too.
Yeah.
I mean, what could you do? You know, I'm telling you, these foreign people are putting money into these movies, and they're demanding it gets released there first. I know it.
I mean, if it opened in just New Zealand, I'd understand because they shot the whole freaking movie there. But
yeah,
no, it's playing in 37 markets, only 7 major ones, and the finale of Peter Jackson's second Middle Earth trilogy has a massive $117.6 million.
wow.
And it opened
dollars.
Little Bobby's got something to say about The Hobbit. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I was cast in The Hobbit, and I asked Peter Jackson, can we shoot in New York instead of New Zealand? Because I really like Spanish chicks. It didn't work out.
Yeah.
Is that the answer?
Little Bobby's just getting cast in everything. The Hobbit,
Look at him. He's got-
Toy Story,
Look at his piercing blue eyes. Don't forget the Nutcracker.
The Nutcracker.
Toy Story. He didn't get
Yeah.
Toy Story though.
He tried for the Kojak too, but the new Kojak.
Oh really?
Yeah, didn't work out.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry.
All right.
Little Bobby guys.
Little Bobby. Well, let's talk a little bit more about The Hobbit, Five
Yeah.
Armies. Not only did it make $117.6 million already internationally, but its top territory was Germany, where it made $19.5, and that's probably the biggest of the year.
Wow.
So not New Zealand, Germany. So that's. In all these markets, the Battle of Five Armies opened above the previous 2 installments of the Hobbit trilogy. So that'll be an interesting pattern to see if it also passes the last 2 Hobbits here.
I feel like it's usually the case whenever the movie is the closing, like the last Harry Potter, the first,
Or the
last
last
Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Those people, they're not going just to see the movie; they're going to like celebrate the whole series. And I think this thing is going to just destroy. It's going to destroy the last 2 movies.
It's gonna make a ton of money.
And it's shorter. It's almost like 40 minutes shorter than the last 2.
Thank
So
God.
that's going to pull in more money also, because they don't have to worry about times.
Yeah, that's true.
And I can't wait to see it.
You know, a lot of people, you and a lot of
Are
other
you a
people.
Hobbit fan, Sarah?
What?
Are you a fan of these films?
I went to New Zealand. I lived in
That's
New
right.
Zealand.
Okay.
I've
She
been
moved-
to these places.
Have you been to the Hobbit hole and everything?
She
I
moved
took
there.
the flight through the Southern Alps that they take
no way.
in the second Lord of the Rings.
Wait, you took a flight?
in a
Okay.
wingsuit.
Is that where- is that
She
where
was
the
wearing a
Eagles-
wingsuit.
Is that where the Eagles flew them
No,
through?
no. When they light the beacons
Oh yeah.
for like to send the signal, they
Yeah.
like fly through the Southern Alps. I like flew in a tiny plane like through that track.
Did you dress up as like an elf or anything?
Rather hot.
Like, were you fully into character?
It's the
And
worst.
not in the plane. I feel like that would be a little bit dangerous. All right. Let's
Jackson.
go into also more in the international numbers. Exodus, Gods and Kings added $18.5 million, which brings it to $50 million, and that's pretty early on.
bad.
It's only been 2 weeks. And it continued to play well in South Korea with $3.2 million, and Mexico, which we've already talked about, $2.2 million.
Boy.
And those numbers will just keep growing, as we've said. That's where they're going to be making their
That's
money
exactly. That's
with
where they're making
this
their money.
film.
Yeah, Christian Bale, who's a major draw all over the seas. He's Batman, now he's Batman still.
He's jealous of Michael Keaton. You know?
Yeah, or Ben Affleck.
Yeah, Ben Affleck.
You're thinking of Birdman.
Yeah, but Michael
But
Keaton
Keaton-
said something.
Yeah,
he
he
goes,
said,
I'm not jealous. He goes,
I'm
Batman.
I'm Batman.
he is. He's Birdman, too.
I do think Hobbit is going to pull some of Exodus because it is very much, even though it's like fantasy and realm and all that,
Sure.
it's a big, epic, sprawling swords and sandals kind of movie, and it's going to take away from Exodus. And it's a much bigger franchise, obviously.
It's a huge franchise, and it's
Huge.
the end of the
It's the end,
franchise.
which
So
I'm
people will
so
need
sad.
to remember and
Thank God.
go. All right, playing an 86. Don't say things like
The
that.
Hobbit.
You've never seen them.
I know.
That's the thing.
You
You've
can't
never,
hate things you've never seen.
Sure you can.
Like, example?
Well, The Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
Yeah, and Lord of the Rings.
Well,
Finstock's never seen any of these movies.
Yeah, he's never seen them.
I'd rather watch Foxcatcher like 40 times in a row than watch that.
If we just did like one of the movies and we could do it like an audio commentary, would you watch it then?
Maybe if Sarah
then you
was
could at
there.
least make fun of it.
If Sarah was there, I'd watch it.
That'd be good because then you guys be arguing about it.
Yeah.
Also, just to let you guys know, we did get a correction from one of our fans. Insane Batman fan says Mockingjay is at 277.398 million, while Guardians is at 332.49. So it needs to just make over 55 million more.
Poof.
If it wasn't for The Hobbit coming out this week, I would give it a chance, but I don't think it's going to pull it off.
I don't think
because
it's
of
going to pull it off by the
Okay,
end of the
well,
year.
maybe we'll place a little wager.
I think it's going to make around 10 to 12 million in these next 3 weeks.
He's going to do 25
see.
a week.
No, it's going to pull like 10 after this week.
Yeah,
we
but
will find out, and we will communicate with you guys on the
What
internet
about Monday,
about
Tuesday,
it.
Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah.
It's going to make two.
the holidays.
It's going to make two a day though.
Last week of
2,
December.
4, 6, 8, 10. Then you got the weekends, another 12. That's 24. It gets a next one.
I'm
That'll
glad
be
you can
another
do a little bit
24.
of math. Now we're going to go on
Let's keep
to
going.
playing in 86 markets. The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 took in 16 million this weekend. So it's earned 334 million total so far, and still has China and Japan
Juggernaut.
on the way.
China's
yes.
When that ball drops in China, it's going to...
It's the end all to be all in China. It's clear.
Yeah. I can't... listen. The next... You know how we're talking about how The Hobbit's going to make a crap load? The last Hunger Games is going to make it more than all the other films.
Yeah, you're probably right. They'll probably do
Yeah.
$250 million. Well, no, what am I talking about? $500 million. Yeah.
There we go. All
500
right.
million.
Well, let's move on to our wonderful
Domestic.
international
International
numbers,
game!
Yes.
names game.
The best.
Finstock, now you can take the lead.
Once again, foreign titles for American movies. Bizarre foreign titles for American movies. This one is coming from Slovenia.
Oh, okay.
One of my buddies on Facebook sent it to me. And he's
okay.
like, I told him I was going to use it on here.
Nice.
Okay.
And it's Anchorman 2.
Okay.
No joke. It's called F the News. But the full word, if I could say that.
You said no joke, so
It's
that, I'm going to say that's real.
F-U-C-K the News. That's the name of the movie in Slovenia.
Wow.
Okay. Germany. Old School is called We Absolutely Could Burn Anything. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure I understand that.
I feel like that might be a cultural difference.
China. Dallas Buyers Club is called the Death Club.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Oof.
See?
Thank you.
And once again, Slovenia.
Okay.
The 1969 Peter Fonda classic Easy Rider that
Yeah.
gave Jack Nicholson his real start
Yeah.
is called Naked on the Saddle. The more you know.
The more you know.
Now, what?
Can you
Does
refresh
Steven,
my
does
memory,
Steven want to play
please?
this? Steven wants in on this. Basically, you pick out the
We have to pick out the lie
lie.
among the true titles.
Because,
And we
Mercy
will give
usually
you a repeat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once again,
Once
Slovenia.
again.
Anchorman 2. F-U-C-K, the news.
Okay.
Spell it out. Like
Germany. Old School. You know the Will Ferrell movie?
yeah.
Okay. We absolutely can burn anything.
Okay.
China. The Juggernaut. Dallas Buyers Club. The Death Club.
Okay.
And one more from Slovenia, the 1969 Peter Fonda, Dennis Hopper bicycle or motorcycle movie, Easy Rider, Naked on the Saddle.
I'm gonna say the Death Club is the lie.
I'm going same thing. I'm saying that is the lie. Death Club.
Okay.
Sarah?
I'm going with the first one from Slovenia because I just think you're lying.
F the news?
Yeah.
F-U-C-K the news? Well, congratulations. The China one is the fake. It's not the Death Club.
Me and Steve got it.
Yep. It's not the Death Club. It's called the road, like Gay Cowboy Rodeo or something like that. I'm not really sure. Something like that.
Gay Cowboy Rodeo. That's
Yes.
Brokeback Mountain.
Yes, that's the same thing.
They use the same title?
China uses the same title for all those movies. Every one of them.
Every single one.
all the chat, I'm really mad at you because I asked for your help and no one really helped me. They're just saying, sorry, Finstock wins.
Finstock wins.
Poof.
No.
That's great.
Poof.
Voila.
All right, well done. I'm glad I got 2 weeks in a row I won.
Yeah, that was my last one of the year. I'm going to come back new and strong with next year's game is going to be, I'm going to amp it up a little
You're
bit.
going to bring it to our level?
All right,
Yeah,
so
we're
you
gonna
guys
take
have
it
to
to the
come
next
back
level.
after the break because Finstock's going to come back with more games, that is. And that now
70s erotica names.
that's not appropriate. We're not getting into that. All right, you guys, our top 5 list of this week is going to be Ridley Scott movies.
Ridley Scott, the
I have to
master.
say this is actually one of my favorite lists that we've done because
Oh,
I
yeah?
actually love almost every movie on this list. And these are the adjusted numbers, just to let you know. We'll start with number 5, Black Hawk Down. $151.8 million.
One of my all-time favorite war films.
Poof.
It's a really good flick.
It's great. It's a modern war, unlike anyone else really done since maybe Lone Survivor did a really good job doing it also, but before Black Hawk Down, there really wasn't a movie like it.
Yeah, he
That showed that
encapsulated
kind of war.
that Somalia or Somalian thing. My buddy Ian was in it. He's the English guy.
He's the English guy? There's like 100 English guys in that movie.
He's like the real English guy.
Tom Hardy, I think, has a small role. Like,
Yeah.
Orlando Bloom's in there. Michael Fassbender might be in there. No, that's Band of Brothers. But
Yeah.
there's
I
honestly,
feel like you're just you're
No.
like, who can I name?
you could literally name almost every actor who's big right now, and he probably has a small part in that movie.
I think you might have actually pronounced everyone's name right in that.
Did.
Listen, I respect the
He's
battle.
learned
They,
so
I respect
much
the battle
this
they
year.
fought for us.
That's true. He's turning over a new leaf this year.
I'm taking some classes.
Yeah.
All right, number 4, American Gangster. 153. Already shaking your head.
This is the one-
JTE.
This is the one film on here that when I saw in theaters, I was super excited to see, and was just really kind of let down by it.
I was too.
I don't think it stands up.
I don't think it's his kind of movie. He shouldn't have directed this. Maybe his brother should have probably directed it.
Yeah, maybe. Tony,
Yeah, R.I.P.
did you like the movie? Are you a big fan?
I'm not a huge fan of the movie, but I did like the movie.
Well, Denzel's the best.
I enjoyed it, but I also exactly.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, that movie, it's like him and Russell Crowe had like one scene together, if that.
Yeah,
You know?
and T.I. was in it, and
Yeah.
that distracted me throughout the whole movie.
Yep.
Exactly. That's why
Exactly.
every time T.I. was on the screen, I was like, wah, 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 wah.
Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah.
I appreciate
So,
that.
I mean, again, not a bad movie. But nowhere near as the rest of these films.
Yes.
True, but in general, amongst all of our top 5 lists, I feel like
Yeah,
this is
totally agree.
very, very strong.
Totally agree.
Very strong. And number 3 is going to Hannibal. $236.8 million.
Are you a fan?
Huge
fan.
Yes.
Really?
Wow.
So you like Silence of the Lambs too?
Love it. These are actually some of the only scary movies that I
didn't know
really
you-
enjoy.
No, they're not scary. They're creepy.
I guess.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I love Signs of Lambs, and that's a hard act to follow. And I think this thing was going in with not much of a chance.
Yeah.
But it's way better than
was
Red
good-
Dragon.
oh
or
my God, it was
the
good.
Hannibal Rising, whatever.
Or
it
the
was.
TV show.
Oh, I heard the TV show's good. Anyway,
TV show's amazing.
oh, it is. Yeah,
Really?
I
I
heard
follow
it's
you
good.
on that. It's so phenomenal.
Really? Huh.
And David Slade directed the first episode, and I like him as a director.
All right, going up to number
Silence of the Lambs.
2. Alien.
Classic.
Wow.
Classic.
Classic.
Yep. $258 million that movie made, and it's still referenced and it's still
Oh,
watched.
still
and-
holds up. I watched it not that long ago on Blu-ray. It looked amazing.
It's one
the
of the
best.
quintessential. Well, it's equivalent to. I think Ridley came up with the idea. An alien. It's like Jaws almost.
Yeah, it's
It's
like
a
Jaws on
shark
a spaceship.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what the premise.
It's
was
like
to it.
2001: Space Odyssey
Right.
meets Jaws, but I love how he's kind of one that invented space that could be like dirty and grimy. Like it looked like an oil rig in the sky.
Yes,
that's what
pretty
they
much.
wanted it to be.
It was
Whereas
well done.
everything else was like super. All others, Star Wars was a lot of fancy
Sure.
buttons. This really felt like a real space kind of would be in real life.
It was in 1980. Right?
Spaceship, I meant to say.
Yeah.
Real space.
I was like, part of these things aren't adding up. I think you just did Star Wars. I think you just referred to
Yeah.
a spaceship
It-
as space. And I'm not sure if I believe this story.
Basically, it was a down and gritty way space was never really shown before.
Yes, it was well done.
It was very well done. And number 1,
Oof. Well, yeah.
Gladiator.
Huge.
Probably one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's fantastic.
$282.6 million.
I mean, what set design this thing had? I mean, I don't praise movies that much, but this was an unbelievable film on so many different levels. Russell Crowe.
So many movies have been trying to catch it.
Yeah.
Like, it's always, you go into these big budget movies that are period pieces or these epic battles, and you're looking for Gladiator. I think that's what the hope is, that it's going to somehow reach that level, and it normally just doesn't.
It's almost a near perfect movie, to be honest.
I was going to say, once in a while, something comes together where every aspect of the film just works. The music, the cinematography, the actors are all perfect, and when it happens, I mean, it won Best Picture.
Yes.
And also...
And rightfully so.
What I remember about this movie is it came out almost during the summertime, like the beginning of the summer, and it still won Best Picture the next year. Usually, the Oscar winner comes out right around the fall, and they really kind of sold this when it was originally sold as like an action movie. I remember the Super Bowl ad. It was just like the tiger fighting, and it was like, it was, the first trailer was cut to Kid Rock's Ball with the Ball. Like a rock and roll, like rap
I didn't know
song.
that.
Yeah, I remember that trailer, and I was like, this looks awesome. And then you went and saw it, and it was like, wow, this isn't just some action movie. This is like an awesome Best Picture type film.
The scope of it, how they filmed it, the acting in it, everything holds up. Like, every detail they made.
Agreed.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Thank you.
Russell Crowe blew up after this movie.
Oh, man.
I did. And this is why Ridley Scott is amazing, though, because this list, all in all, is incredible. He has nothing in his top 5. The lowest one is $151 million.
Blade Runner isn't on there.
Blade Runner was not a hit.
It wasn't. It was a cult.
It became a cult thing, and now it's considered like one of the greatest sci-fi films of all time. But all these movies opened huge bank.
Yeah, he's like 70-something years old now.
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah. Still great.
Great list. I mean, Ridley Scott's one of my favorite directors. He doesn't always hit home runs. Sometimes, you know, he could lay a dud out there. But overall,
he knows how to direct a big budget movie. That's the case. You know, and he hires people around him that are just as smart as him, or if not smarter. And it's a key to making good movies.
That's a lot of people were psyched for Robin Hood because it was Russell Crowe, Ridley Scott.
Yep.
And while the movie looks fantastic, and I did enjoy it, it couldn't live up to Gladiator.
All right, we have two things from the chat real quick. First, to Crimson Knight 700, you do need to see Gladiator. I fully support. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it.
Especially if I say it's good.
And JT, you have a question. You have to pick the better movie: Double Team or Double Impact.
Is this a Schmoe choice? Are they Schmoe choosing me?
I guess so.
Wait, the movie Double Team with Eddie Griffin?
It says.
And Orlando Jones?
Norin Rad says, JTE, which is the better movie? Double Team or Double Impact?
Listen, if he's talking about Double Team with Eddie Griffin.
No, that was with Dennis Rodman.
No, Double Team.
Yeah.
Listen, when all else fails, you go with Van Damme.
Yeah, of course.
Double Impact every day.
And anybody can do like a split like he does. He's amazing splits.
Seriously. Sun Impact. Van Damme. I love all his movies. Except for Sudden Death, because that lost me the movie trivia.
Double Impact, not Sudden Impact.
Sudden Death. No, Sudden Death's the one I lost the trivia battle to.
Oh, yeah.
But I love Double Impact. So he has
some, resentment.
It was double the Van Damme. Double the roundhouse kicks.
There you go.
You guys, we got more to talk about. Back to news. We need to talk about upcoming films.
Yes.
What people are going to be seeing and what people should be seeing. Of course, The Hobbit, Battle of Five Armies.
Wow.
We've talked a lot about this already.
I mean,
I got an interesting story about The Hobbit. I mean,
okay.
A lot of the little people around town are really upset over this movie because they use these camera tricks because the people that they hire are like normal sized people.
Yeah, like Elijah Wood. It's like forced perspective.
Right. So they like force perspective these people to be little people. And the little people were like, hey, we don't make enough movies during the year, so now you guys are going to steal our movies that we're supposed to be in?
I can understand that.
So now a lot of these guys are doing Herb Villachek's old job from Fantasy Island, where it's called Fire in the Hole. Basically, they work for these exterminators, and they go into these little crawl spaces and flush out the rats. That's what they do when they have no jobs.
I don't know what to do with this story.
They yell fire in the hole.
Well,
Thank you.
I can understand, like, you're a little person, a hobbit, like, that's a dream come true. It's like Willow.
Yeah, they should. I mean, Peter Jackson's at fault for that. I mean, I guarantee they could have hired people. I think the picketers tried to get Peter Dinklage to be on their side because they
picketed the movie?
They picketed it outside the premiere at the Man's Chinese Theater.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, nobody really seen him though. 'Cause they were like, yeah,
You're
seriously.
such a liar.
It's true.
You're such a liar. I just can't listen to you anymore about that. But The Hobbit is coming out, and it's going to not only make a ton of money, but it's also opening in the IMAX format, which is also going to bring in
big
a
bucks.
ton, taking
3D.
away all these screens from who had them, like Interstellar. I think Exodus actually had a
Mockingjay.
few.
Mockingjay
Mockingjay didn't
No,
have like
Mockingjay was no
any
IMAX.
IMAX,
But
but
Exodus.
Exodus did.
Yes.
Exodus is going to take Exodus out.
Yeah,
of
so
it.
Yeah,
that's
it's
going
gonna
to
be
take a lot of that money away because
Yep.
Exodus was making quite a bit proportionally in the IMAX area. Also going to Annie. Annie's coming out.
Yay.
Bobby's got something to say about Annie.
Oh, no.
Haley Joel Osment was up for the lead role in Annie. But
really?
unfortunately, his breasts were too big.
See, I mean, he looked like a 12-year-old
Awful.
12-year-old girl.
Wait, he's going to play the Annie role?
He was going to be
I
Annie.
thought
yeah.
it was going to be Jamie Foxx or something.
No, he was going to be Annie. He couldn't do it. Obviously, his breasts were too big.
Inappropriate. Sorry,
no.
guys. Let's go back to
Annie?
what Annie's actually going to do, the actual movie. Because this one actually has me a little confused.
Well, the
It
reviews
Have you
is.
ever
are
watched the first one?
The reviews are horrible.
Reviews are horrible.
It's live action. It's a musical. And it's brought by like Sony and not Disney. So
Ugh, Sony hack.
and
Yep.
and it's been
It's been
hacked and
hacked.
already put on the internet so people could see it that way.
It's unbelievable. I'm a big fan of the old Annie.
Me too.
I think what's her name, Hannigan. She had
Oh,
a
the
lot
original?
of she had a lot of potential. The real Annie, she had a lot of potential to be a star, but she decided to like join some like Chilean like coffee cult. She like moved to Chile.
It's a coffee cult.
I don't know. They were picking
No
cocoa
idea.
leaves and stuff like that. I'm serious. Look it up. She joined like a.
She went to
I
Chile?
think he actually might be telling the truth on this one.
She went to Chile and like got rid of like the acting, and now she's back or something. I
Who
don't know.
knows?
Either way,
Yeah,
Well-
I didn't even know what her name was originally.
it's a Hannigan something. But the first one was so good. It had Albert Finney, it had Bernadette Peters. Now it's like Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx, and then there was like
It has really
Punjab.
big names. But I
Here's the
don't
thing.
feel like anyone's really
My
excited
3-year-old
about
niece
this
wants
movie.
to see it.
Well, that's the thing. I think little kids do kind of want to see it, but no adults I know want to see this movie. At least with like Big Hero 6 or even Penguins, the adults are like, oh yeah, this could be a fun movie for me too. No one I know above the age of like 12 would ever want to go
Want
see
to
this
see
movie.
Annie.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
another young audience movie coming out. We have Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb.
See, that's on the opposite. Parents are going to want to see that probably just as much as the kids.
True. But also if you think about it, the last one, the sequel of
Yeah,
the movie
yeah.
came out in 2009 or so.
Smithsonian.
So that was a while ago.
Little
So anyone
Bobby's
who
got
was like
something.
invested in this,
No.
I'm sure he does in a minute. But anyone who has anything invested in this franchise, like
Yeah.
it's been years.
Oh, yeah.
Since it came out.
That's
So you're
true.
not talking about like where we have Madagascar coming out every year. You have these
yeah.
animated sequels. So it's like the kids who grew up with them, they're not like aging a ton, so they still want to
Yeah.
go back and see them. There is a break between Night at the
Yeah.
Museum and the audience it originally targeted when it came out with the first two films.
Man,
That's true. It is.
the first one was like, The second one was just a paycheck, just like this one probably is.
Is it
I'd
books?
rather spend 6 weeks in the Museum of Tolerance without food and water than see Night at the Museum 3. Ben Stiller looks as happy as a pig entering a slaughterhouse.
Guy's unbelievable. I mean,
They did, yeah. They don't look like very enthused to be in this movie. I feel like it's definitely a studio push. Like, oh, you want to make Walter Mini, which is
Well,
horrible.
you know what
You
the
got to
cr-
do Night at the Museum. It's
I
kind of
agree.
one of those deals.
And a lot of people on the chat, and I agree, are saying that people will see it for Robin Williams.
That's the only.
it's true.
Yeah, people will see it for Robin Williams, and even at all of their premieres, they've been doing
Yeah.
honoring
Well, yeah.
like for him,
He's
to
really
him.
he's really good. I heard it's about the like Victorian era. There's something really interesting about the Victorian era. Back in the days, bananas were like a really high profile like delicacy.
Oh, they're hard to get.
Yeah, they were. So they used to ship them from Colombia into like, into England and stuff like that. And there was actually in certain parts of the land where men, a hierarchy, would send their wives to banana etiquette eating class. Yeah, I'm serious.
Stop.
Everybody
Okay,
can look it up.
We're
No, I'm
cutting out
serious.
this story. I
'Cause
don't.
they didn't want to make them look like prostitutes when they were eating
Listen,
at
stop
dessert.
it. Stop
So they're
it.
like
Stop
just
it.
a
All
banana-
right.
banana
These are-
etiquette eating
you guys,
class.
we're getting into predictions.
All right, well, can I
now.
just say about Night at the Museum?
Yes,
The
JT,
only
you
re-
have permission.
Listen, the only reason I will see it is because Robin Williams. He's the only reason why I saw the other films. Even the movies were bad. Robin Williams, and this is for almost every movie he's in, he's great at it.
And it's just less on screen.
Yeah.
He has one voice. He
has a voice
He
role?
has a voice in 2015 or something like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be sad though to see him on screen.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he'll do a wonderful job, though.
He always does.
So let's get into our predictions for next week's box office. We will have to communicate the winnings through social media or whatnot, since we will not be back
Facebook,
next
Twitter.
week.
We're gonna be active. We're not gonna just we're on vacation, but we're gonna be talking to you guys. We're gonna talk about how the weekend numbers for Christmas. That's a big weekend for movies.
Correct.
American Sniper is coming out.
Absolutely.
Which is gonna be a big film for Bradley Cooper and his Oscar push.
Maybe we could.
There's a lot of stuff.
Maybe we could hit the streets and do some, random people top fives.
Some special video content. Maybe that'd be fun.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Sarah's giving us the look like.
We'll see what's going to happen.
Just put a camera right through Sarah's window and sit done.
That's not funny. All right. JT, you're starting this week's predictions.
I am? Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, this was a tough one. I'm going to go The Hobbit, obviously. Number 1. It's gonna destroy.
Do you have a number?
Ooh, I'm going to say, because of the lower minutes it's playing this time, it's only 2 hours, 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say it's going to open close to 80 million.
All right, so you're talking about...
Oh, wait, we're not talking Wednesday to... I'm just talking... I forgot about the Wednesday. If we're just talking Friday to Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
What's it, Saturday? I will say 60 million.
You're giving it only 60, all right.
For those 3 days. Because it's going to make a lot of it on Wednesday and Thursday.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
That's a huge movie.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 2, this is between Annie and Night in the Museum. I'm going to give it to Night in the Museum. Just because, like I said, I think parents want to see it and kids, whereas... no adult wants to go see Annie unless they're dragged. Mm-hmm. But saying that, I will give Annie number 3 because it does have a lot of star power. Okay. And despite the horrible reviews, it sounds like a lot of kids want to see it. Number 4, this is tough. I kind of want to stick with Exodus. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to stick with Exodus. And then I'll go 5, Mockingjay. I don't know. Actually, I don't know, man. Top 5 is opening wider.
Yeah.
I'm going to give top 5, number 5 instead of Mockingjay.
There you go. That would be the controversial pick. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that myself. JT, I might be agreeing with you.
Okay.
All right, Finstock, lead us away with your predictions.
Yeah. Poof. I am going to go number 5.
Oh, are you going in reverse order?
I always do reverse order.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Mockingjay.
Okay, so let's stick with Mockingjay.
Yes. 4, I am going to go Exodus.
Okay.
3, Annie or that other junk. You know what? It's going to probably be Annie. I think people are going to be a little turned off by this. 2, Night at the Museum. Yep. And number 1, even worse, The Hobbit.
You don't like any of these movies.
You seem so unhappy.
So angry.
So angry at the box office.
I will not
Do you have a prediction number for what The Hobbit is going to open at?
It's good.
Just Friday to Sunday.
Friday to Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and say 63 million.
3 million more than me. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, really?
Yeah. That's a lot. Hey, that's a lot of money.
It is. It is. I mean, if you look at the last 2, though, The Unexpected Journey opened at almost 85 million.
For the 5-day weekend, or did it open up on one weekend?
That's Box Office Mojo, what their opening is saying.
Gotcha.
The Hobbit, Desolation of Smog, 73.6.
Wow.
I don't think those open on Wednesdays, though.
But I also do think that there is a lot of other movies in the theater right now that's going to try to take away from that. And they might see Hobbit next week.
See, I think people are... We will see. We'll see. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Poof.
Triple poof.
All right.
Seriously? Stop.
It's in the Christmas
trying to get a word in edgewise. He knows he's going to be off air.
I granted him permission to be here.
That's true.
He needs to be a little more respectful.
He's going to rehab.
All right. So the real reason we're not coming back next week is little Bobby has to go to rehab for a little bit. Yeah. All right. Number 5.
Every Christmas he does it.
He's got to stay clean before he does Nutcracker.
JT, I feel like you stole my list.
Sorry. Hey, we could tie it up.
Yeah.
We'll have the numbers be the tiebreaker for Hobbit.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Great
All
minds.
right. Same list, and we'll.
I'm gonna agree.
Great minds think stupidly. Go ahead.
With JTE. for this week.
Okay.
I'm going to give number 5 to top 5 just because I think that of all the movies, it's getting the best reviews.
It's the only adult film.
So people are going to want to go see it. If you're interested in how well the movie is made and doing, I think you're going to want to see top 5.
Yep.
So I'm going to give that. It's the 5th spot. Number 4. I'm just keeping everything the same as you. Yeah, Exodus, and then moving up to Annie, and then number 2, Night at the Museum, and then number 1 is going to be Hobbit.
And how much will Hobbit make?
I have to guess more than you. I think that this is the third one of the franchise.
It's gonna be the biggest.
Everything for Lord of the Rings is closing, and people have said this one has kind of the most action in it, and it's going to give us the most visual masterpiece. So I'm going to give it 75.
Yeah. Wow, that's good.
75.
That's
I might have undercooked it a little bit, but we'll see. I think the fact that Annie and Night Museum are coming out.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said 63.
2 big family films. That's the only reason why I think that's going to pull from The Hobbit a little bit. We'll see.
We will see. We will have to find out, and we will compete through the social media universe.
Yes.
Yeah. If I win, I'll make a video saying I won.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching us this year at Box Office Breakdown, now through the Popcorn Talk Network. If you haven't already subscribed to our new area on YouTube, do that. You can also find us on iTunes. Thank you for joining us live and for communicating with us through the chat. It was very distracting, but also wonderful.
Yeah, it was great to hear from you guys.
It's good stuff. Keep it up.
Just people who are continuously talking to us. Oh, they're all saying goodbye and hi, and thank you, Chris Osterman and everyone. You're all wonderful.
At Bob Finstock.
Brandon 199. Everyone. Jeff 94.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Get Sarah on Twitter.
Poof.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Christian Harloff, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.